All right. Another thing that we need to talk about when it comes to the IAs is we need to talk about. Let me move that over. We need to talk about dependence, independence, and control. Um, when doing this for IB, my recommendation is always going to be this. So, what I would do is I would create a table, simple two box table, and write the word dependent and then describe my dependent. I've got another box and I'd write independent or independent, whatever case my problem is. And I'd give my description of the independent. And then lastly, this is going to be the more complicated of the two. I'd make another box that is going to talk about my controls. Okay? And I should move that up so you can see it. Controls. And then I would do this. I would describe the control, and then I would describe how I keep that control. So, as an example, temperature may play a part in my experiment on baking cookies. So, though it not a dependent, not according to my data, not an independent, not according to my data, but it is something that could affect the outcome. But I want to keep it from affecting the outcome, so I'm going to put it in this control category. I'm going to say humidity, and then from there, I'm going to describe how I'm going to keep humidity fixed. I'm going to perform the experiment at the exact same time of the day. I'm going to make sure that my last cookie and my first cookie are baked within 2 hours. Therefore, the humidity is not going to have a lot there's not going to be a lot of change from time one to time two. And then I can move on to the next one. Instead of humidity, let's add air pressure. So I'm going to write down air pressure, and I'm going to describe how I'm going to control the air pressure. The more you can put in the control, the better you are. If this list becomes a very long list of all of your controls, that's absolutely fine. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for anything that could potentially affect the outcome of your experiment and how you are going to account for that. Okay? It's this sliding a box across the ground. What are the controls for that? The controls for the ground is how clean the ground is. I sweep it every time. I do all of that, and all of that stuff should be listed in your control. Cool. But that is how I recommend you to do it. That way, there is no ambiguity about how that you have your dependent mentioned, you have your independent mentioned, and have your controls mentioned with a reasonable method of keeping it controlled. Cool?